guys, Double here, back in with another review. And today, we got a dual review for you guys. Got the Marvel Legends X-Men Retro Series Target exclusive, Gambit and Rogue. So without further ado, let's get into it, kicking things off with the accessories. Kicking things off with accessories, Gambit comes with 3 interchangeable left hands, the Ace of Spades, and a bow staff, while Rogue comes with 2 sets of hands. Starting things off with Gambit, though, here he is holding the bow staff with his 2 grip hands, and no, he does not come with any interchangeable right hands, he just comes with the one. Next up, here he is with the card throwing hand, and you're going to want to be careful plugging that into the arm, maybe use a little bit of heat first, and don't rotate it, because you'll probably shear that peg right off, it's not very sturdy. Next up, we got the kind of 2-finger hand holding the Ace of Spades, which looks pretty cool and is typically the way I display mine, but for now I'll probably stick with the grip hands. Next up, we got Rogue with her fists ready to punch her freaking lights out, and then we got her with the hand holding the loose glove and a hand reused from the old Spider-Woman figure, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't just go with the open hand from the first Rogue release. I'm not sure if she does the 2 fingers in the middle thing there, but with that being said, time to move on to articulation. Moving on to articulation on these two, and if you're at all familiar with, well, let's see, any Marvel Legends ever, not kidding, you're going to feel right at home here. I mean, there's nothing really new to talk about other than they do have some new parts, so I'm going to try and make this as quick, painless, short, and sweet as possible. Starting off with Mr. Gambit here. I'm going to go left to right. He's basically the standard kind of Bucky cap build with a creeper trench coat on. So his head will look up and down pretty easily. You can't snap his neck and kill him because the collar gets in the way, but you do get some rotation out of that as well as a tiny bit of tilt. And I will say a literal 1000% improvement on this figure, and it's just the hair sculpt. I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they made that first release, but it looked like he had some McDonald's french fries sticking out of his head as opposed to human hair, so I'm glad they went and fixed that. And if you wanted to, you could pop this off and put it on that figure. I don't know if the colors will match on his little cowl mask thing on the side of his head there, but you could do it. They will swap pretty easily. It's just a ball peg. Shoulders go out to the side pretty far, considering he is street clothes here. They will rotate forward and back. He's got a bicep swivel, which is kind of loose on both sides. The side's a little tighter, but it is kind of loose. Whatever. He does have a rotation at the elbow. He's got a single joint at the elbow as well. And can he punch himself in? Yes. Totally can punch himself in his own face. That is amazing. Wrists are all on the same hinge and swivel in and out. I will say, though, I did mention this briefly in the accessories, but you are going to want to be careful with that splayed out hand with the card shooting out of it. You're going to want to rotate that as you put it in, and then once you put it in, you're only going to want to rotate it that one way. It's a one-way street, kids. Or else it's a one-way trip to breaking your toys town, and nobody wants to break their toys. Hashtag don't break your toys. Unless you're an idiot like me and snap Carnage's foot off. What? You didn't hear that. Ab crunch. Clicks that far forward. Clicks back, I think, once. Hindered because of the trench coat. If you took this off, you'd get a little more. He does have a waist swivel, which works pretty well. Can he do the Marilyn Manson, though? He cannot. Not even close. That's a new thing I'm adding. You don't like it? Too bad. His hips kick forward. Alright. They do kick out to the side a little bit. They do kick back down. They do kick out a little bit. A little bit. I think that's a little better than Spidey. Unless it's that cyborg Spidey, then he can just Chuck Norris the shit out of this guy. He's got a thigh cut. He does have different legs from Bucky Cap. You can see here he's got the sculpted purple bits, and his boots are all new, and his knees. The torso is also a little bit on the new side. Got the neck collar piece sculpted on there. I believe the pink is even a separate piece. Maybe it isn't, but no. Is there a belt? I think he's got a belt too. Yeah, he's got a belt. So he does have some new tooling, but essentially it is the Bucky Cap body, just with some sculpted bits over it. I will say his legs are a little thin compared to the Bucky Cap body. I know he's supposed to be a little bit more of a lankier guy, but I think he could have used a little bit more meat down here, but that's just me. Watch it in the comments. I know what I said. He's got a double joint at the knee, and if the trench coat wasn't in the way, I think he could probably kick his own ass. Just be honest here. Straighten it back out. He's got a calf swivel, which looks like shit, so don't use it. Hinge in the foot, which thankfully on this version is a little bit tighter than my old one from the, what is it, Caliban wave? No, that crazy red and white guy. And then he's got a rocker in the foot. Works just fine. So, yeah, a vast improvement over the previous release. I really like this version. And as I stated in the accessories also, new hand. New grip hand for the left side. I don't believe the old version had that. That or mine didn't have it. Wouldn't be the first time I was missing an accessory, but I digress. Moving on to Rogue. She has some crazy 80s hair metal hair going on, doesn't she? Which is appropriate. I will say, though, you're not going to get crap out of this head. You can rotate side to side and look down ever so slightly. You can get a little bit of bob in there. But this is a straight ball. There's no hinge or anything. So it is fairly limited in that regard. She does have her little headband piece, which is a softer material than the first release, but that doesn't really make a difference. It's not going to get in the way. The hair is what's going to get in the way, and in the way it gets. In the way it gets. So you can't snap her neck and kill her either, obviously. Unless you pop the head off and put it back on backwards, which, why would you do that? Shoulders go out to the side, pretty far. Enough, I think. She's wearing this dapper little jacket here. They do rotate up and down. She has a single hinge in the elbow, but you do get about 90 out of that. Can she? She cannot punch herself in her own. Whoa. Revelations. So, can't punch herself in her own face, but it does work good enough. Her wrists rotate and hinge in and out. Same goes for the alternate hands. Diaphragm joint can crunch this far forward, this far back. It does tilt side to side a decent amount, and it does rotate as well. I will say it's a little bit looser than the first release, but it is pretty butter smooth, and it will maintain its pose. It's got the tiniest bit of flop to it, the tiniest bit. That could just be mine too, but just the tiniest bit. And really, I'm shaking it. It's not moving, so it's fine. And also, look, she has adult-sized breasts. Not hard to do when you really put your mind to it, is it? So, I'm not even going to rant about it because I am very satisfied with the size on these. They're not torpedoes, but they are appropriate. And I do believe this is the same body they used on the new Black Cat, so I'm looking forward to getting a hold of that. I haven't seen it yet. Well, the old man hasn't seen it yet. He does all the shopping around here. But he hasn't seen it yet, so I don't know what it's like yet. I would like to pick that figure up, though. She's got her loose floating X-Men belt, which hangs at a bit of an angle because it's 90s sass for you. Speaking of sass, look at that ass. Appropriately sized, by the way. It's got form to it. It doesn't just look like flat pancakes stacked on top of each other. I mean, do you want to look like a built character, or do you want to look like a floppy mess? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I get that not all the ladies are not built like this, but if a character is drawn a certain way, that's how the figure should be made. End of story. I mean, Gambit's a skinny dude. Gambit's a relatively thin figure. Rogue's a pretty well stacked lady. She's a pretty well stacked figure. Not rocket science. The hips do kick forward pretty good. They don't even go out to the side very much at all. They don't kick back because of her, that ass. Can kick out to the side. Ooh, a little bit more than I anticipated. Ooh. She has a thigh cut. And I forgot to do this. She ain't going to be able to do it. But Marilyn Manson? No, not really. I don't know why I even started doing that. I don't think any figure's going to be able to do that. I heard the Robin Crow from the DC Multiverse Merciless Wave, I think, can pull the Marilyn Manson. Is it Ty Butler, the guy who runs the DC division at McFarlane Toys, said that. And I instantly thought, I need to get this figure and test that out. I don't know why. That's just how I am. She's got a double jointed knee, which you don't really need to be super careful with the little straps. You can push them out of the way for the most part, which is what I did. And they are relatively thick. These are really thick compared to the, I didn't review it, but I have it, the Camino Clone Trooper, the new Star Wars Black Series Clone Trooper. He has like little straps that go across his elbows and his kneecaps. They're like thin like this, but they're a lot softer as well. So, you know, you got to be careful with that. These, I don't really feel like you need to be as careful. And of course, you saw it, she couldn't kick her own ass. Ankles, they did tilt back. What the hell? There we go. They tilt back pretty far. Tilt forward, not really at all. And then they do have a rocker. So, pretty good. Overall, I really like the articulation on these two. It's pretty standard. I said overall too early. That's funny. Haha. I'm not going to beat it like a dead horse, though. But with that being said, let's get these two back on here and focused. Even though you're only going to see them for like 2 more seconds like this. Let's move on. Or take a look, I should say. I'm screwing up all my lines. Let's take a look at some size comparisons. Taking a look at some size comparisons, here's Gambit and Rogue next to the recently released Cyborg Spider-Man and Phage from the Venom Pool Wave, just because I don't think that figure gets enough love, and a little bit of 90s action for you. Next up, here they are next to Carnage and Movie Venom from the aforementioned Venom Pool Wave. And last but certainly not least, we got our 2 regulars. We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. So with that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, I finally said the right thing in the right part of the video this time. But all jokes aside, I really like these two. I wasn't quite sold on them at first, I was just like, oh great, more reshoot stuff, blah 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 blah. But getting them in hand, taking a look at them, posing them around a bit, messing around with them a bit more, I really like these compared to the first releases of these two. I think the head sculpts are better. I think the accessories are better. Overall, I think they're just better. Now, granted, while I am more of a dark brown trench coat guy as far as Gambit goes, I don't mind the bright kind of, I don't know, it looks more caramel chocolate than anything, but you know what I mean. I don't mind the lighter color of the trench coat. It is very reminiscent of that old Toy Biz figure, which I never had. I had Rogue at one point. I think I sent it to T-Biz, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to T-Biz. But speaking of that Rogue, I really like the crazy 80s hair metal hair she's got going on there. She's rocking that shit all the way to the bank, and I love that. I didn't mind the first release of Rogue. However, the same cannot be said for that god-awful hair sculpt on Gambit. I thought that looked like, well, dog shit. So, I'm really glad they went and remade these two, especially Gambit. I could probably have just bought Gambit, to be honest with you. I think I would have been more than happy with that, because I think I could have just swapped the heads out, if I'm being honest. But I do like the fact that this one isn't face planting all the time, so that's a plus. But with that being said, I would highly recommend, if you do not have the originals and do not have a fortune to buy the original Rogue from the Juggernaut wave, I highly recommend you pick these two up. I think they're well worth the price, and I actually got these on the buy two get one free sale, so I got a free Cyborg Spider-Man out of it. I think. God, I hope so. I need to save some money here. I'm not rich. I may be an overlord, but I ain't rich. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. That's right, join that mother trucking notification squad. Another shout out to T-Biz, join the notification squad. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of these two. Remember, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. But with that being said, thank God 2020 is over. We can finally shove it in its casket, set it ablaze, and send it up a river, and watch it crash and fall from a waterfall like it truly deserves. Because this is my last review of the year. That's right, the holidays are coming up. I wanted to take a little bit of time off for those, but do not worry. This is not my last video of the year. Not going to do a Christmas haul, well, unless people want to see that. I mean, it's kind of a, I don't know, those videos are kind of a jerk move. It's like, look at all this cool stuff I got. But, I will be posting top 10 videos starting possibly even this week, maybe Wednesday. It is Monday as the time I'm uploading this. I'm not sure when I'm going to start uploading those, but I'm definitely going to start uploading top 10 lists before the year is over. It might bleed into next year, I'm not sure, but there will be content on the channel. Do not worry, this is not the last video of the year. This is simply the last review. And what a way to round out 2020. This was kind of my big resurgence as far as getting back into making YouTube videos. I know I'm probably boring you with all this shit, but I figured I'd put it in this video. But yeah, I started way back in, I think, March with the Mortal Kombat Spawn, the infamous Mortal Kombat Spawn that's been in literally every single video since then. That's how good that figure is. If you don't have one, I have two. Get your own. But it started with that figure, and then it just went from there. You know, a lot of my videos don't get jack squat for views, and you know what? It's probably for the best, because I'm not the type of guy to reply to comments that quick. I try my best to reply to comments, but sometimes I only get to do it once a week. That's because I'm busting my ass trying to make my reviews as good as possible, better and better as time progresses. I'm still trying to work out the kinks with the whole slideshow parts of these videos. They are short, yes, but they are not perfect, and until they are perfect, my OCD will not be satisfied. But y'all knew that going into this. But yeah, what is 2021 gonna bring? Hopefully a year less bullshit. I'm not even gonna get into that. And hopefully just things are going to get better from here on out. I really hope so. I'm not going to say they are. I'm not going to say they aren't. I like to remain optimistic, yet positive. So my life doesn't suck as bad as it kind of can at times. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, I will catch you guys later. And if I don't post a video before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass. Happy Holidays, guys. Catch you later.